That's not on yet, right? That's not on yet, right? Okay, so we just cleaned like we have not cleaned since we moved in.
Really? Yeah. Clean for the video, huh, Zach?
Our house is clean, but it's like baby clean.
Yeah.
This is the front of the house right here. We're definitely having a remodel done, so. Remodeling the bathroom, so.
So whose house is that?
This is Jason and Emily. They're family friends, and they've been awesome landlords.
Yeah.
They actually built the mother-in-law just for us. So I posted on Facebook when we were getting married, hey, we need a place to live in a couple months. Does anybody have a mother-in-law? And they're like, oh, we were gonna build one. So they just built it.
Oh, I loved when we moved in, we didn't have bathroom sinks.
Yeah.
Like, we literally brushed our teeth in the kitchen sink because it was still a work in progress. It hadn't quite completed it yet. It was fun.
Okay, so explain your living situation here.
This is their backyard, so technically this is all our space, and then that's all their space. But they've told us.
So the deck is your space.
This is our backyard right here. This is our backyard. She wants a farm.
Yeah, do you really?
She wants a farm and chickens. I told her she has to clean up after the chickens if we get chickens.
And that's our little fire pit down there. They let us use the concrete part, not the deck, for our fires.
This is the humble abode.
How big is this?
I don't even know. 400 or 500 square feet.
It's a bonus room above a garage.
It was a bonus room above a garage. This is our eating area. 2 of us and then 2 babies. So this bathroom was tiny.
Tiny.
It wasn't even, it was probably about the size of the shower, maybe a tiny bit bigger.
Cameron's room.
Cameron's room's right here. This is our bedroom. But that crib over there, that's for Lila.
Yeah, that's Lila's bedroom.
She's a family member that's been living with us for a while.
Yeah.
Once we got 2 in here, 2 babies, we're like, whoa, that's and we didn't expect her to be with us for so long. It's been almost 10 months now, so.
Yeah.
10 months of 2 babies in here, and with another one coming, it's just like, yeah, I mean, there is room still for another crib if you really do the math there. You can fit 1 more crib, but.
What are you looking for?
That's a really good question. We thought weren't very picky, so we didn't really have much as far as what we thought we wanted at the beginning. We thought we were open-minded, just like everybody else. But are we open-minded?
No, we're being pretty picky.
Yeah. I think the location's the thing we're being the most picky about.
Because you guys want to stay close to here.
Yep.
So we really like the north shoreline area, and then south Edmonds are kind of our favorite areas. So that is a pretty small area, and right now inventory is so low, meaning there's just not a lot of houses for sale. And I mean, I do it for a living, and I'm constantly watching studying the market, but also watching and seeing every house that comes on, even more so than the average person looking for a house right now. And there's just not a lot for sale. So I mean, there were 2 houses for sale right here this week, and one was on, actually 2 were on the busy road. Both of them were on the main road that you don't really want to live on.
Yeah.
But we still made an offer on one of them because we were like, it's okay. It was good enough. I think that's the...
Yeah, it wasn't a super busy road, but it wasn't a neighborhood cul-de-sac. It was kind of a
veers off,
middle zone road of kind of busy, kind of not busy. But more busy than what a neighborhood, what we ultimately would desire.
So what's your what's your emotion at, like, with the whole buy? What's your experience going through what you take a bunch of other people through?
Well, it's been kind of fun in some ways to really see those emotions more. I see them in other people, and and my job as a real estate agent is to be the rock and the one that's not experiencing those emotions, so I can kind of coach people through them. Especially in this market, that's interesting. There's lots of people that, have bought houses in a slower market where it's, you make your offer, there's no other competition, and you can, usually you can get the price down a little bit, and there's just a lot less pressure. There's enough pressure and stress anyway when you're buying a house. A lot of people are buying a house and they're going to live there for 7 to 10 years. It's kind of the average. So that's a big chunk of your life. And for some people, they're looking for a house forever. And so for us, that's not the goal. We're looking for a house for the next few years that we can turn into a rental property and every couple years we'd like to buy another one, and I'm sure we'll speed that up as time goes on. And then to add on that, well, there's not a lot of houses for sale, and now it's like an auction for every house, and you're competing with 2, 3, sometimes 5, 10 other buyers depending on where you're at. If you're in Seattle, maybe even 20.
Do you look at all these houses and you find one, you're like, yeah, I really like this house, and you put in a really good offer, and then you're blown out of the water and you're like, oh my gosh, that's a bummer, I really wanted that house.
We'll decide kind of what the value of the house is for us, and that's what I always tell my clients. You have to decide what your walk away point is. Is it would you be happy if you got the house at that price? Where's that point where you'd be happy you got the house, and then where's that point where you wouldn't be happy that you got the house? You have to decide how much that house is worth to you. And for us, it was on a busier road, so we decided we weren't willing to just go all out on it, but we went up to $436, so another $18,000 over the asking price. But for us, that's what it was worth, and we were happy. We had a fire last night. We were talking, and we're like, hadn't heard back yet from the agent. We're like, if we get it, great. We probably aren't, because we hadn't heard back yet.
So we started talking about.
I know how this works. We were already talking about other houses before we even knew. But we decided that if it goes for more than that, we're happy that somebody else got it.
If we got it, awesome. If we didn't, that's okay. We weren't willing to spend that much for it.
And so we didn't get it, and we weren't disappointed. I mean, there may be a little bit, but.
So then, what are some things that are like you have to have in the house?
We want at least 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
1.5 baths, so at least 2 bathrooms. One of them doesn't have to be have a shower and a tub or anything like that. But enough space for us. We're pretty simple, so we don't want to have a 3,000 square foot house right now. Since our vision isn't to live in it for
Never.
10 years or 20 years, we don't need a house that's that big. We can have something that is a 3-bedroom house, more of a stepping stone house. And in this market, we've decided that we would rather be more conservative with our budget, so that we're not paying 3/4 of our income. We'd rather have a payment that's manageable, that we can continue to make no matter what. And then also, if we needed to rent it out, we're either breaking even or making a little bit of money on it, and not underwater, paying $600, $700, $800 a month extra on top of what we could rent it for. So we're trying to find that sweet spot right now.
Yeah. Do you have like other mentors or coaches, like parents or Dan or anybody that's kind of helping you through?
It's like a kid's name. I like to give that analogy. It's like a kid's name. When you tell everybody what your kid's name is going to be, or you give them, if you tell them what the name's going to be, they accept it for what it is. This is what your kid's name's going to be. But if you say, we're thinking about these 4 names, everybody has their feedback and opinion. Oh, that name's awful, or oh, that's such a cute name. And so it's the same thing with the house. You tell everybody, oh, we're thinking about buying this house. They go, oh, yeah, I don't really like that. And you're like, well, it's not really, doesn't matter what you like,
Yeah.
right? As opposed to saying, we're buying this house, that people have a different, they start to see all the positive things in it. So
Yeah.
we're actually letting people know what we're doing, and kind of trying to be open about the process, just because people know that I do this for a living, and I want them to be able to see into our journey a little bit. That's why we're doing this documentary. But I think the biggest thing we're picky about is the location. I mean, as long as it has 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, and it's in an area that we like, we're gonna go for it. We're not seeing a lot right here that we like. There's houses that are farther drives, 20 minutes away north, but that's a lot longer commute traffic for me, and
Yep.
you have to decide what's most important for you and for me, and for us it's time.
Yeah.
Time and the commute, and so we're.
And a commute that's only getting worse.
Yeah.
It's not gonna get better.
It's not getting better.
Even with the light rail, it's still gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Because 30 years from now, it's great. There's
Yeah.
great. It'll be good for some people and not for others. And
Yeah. Yeah.
anything else, wife, that's important for you that I didn't talk about?
Any other experiences that you've had?
Yeah.
Have you been? I really haven't been that disappointed not getting
No, we didn't.
any of these houses. Yeah.
No, the 2 that we've tried. I think some silly things that I've learned is that Zach really wants a garage.
Just one car.
We got no
And
pressure.
we don't have any pressure, time pressure, and so for us, we've got a good living situation now. It's relatively
It's more of a
affordable
like
for
to
us.
move.
We'd like to move because we're outgrowing our space, but we don't have to, and so for us, we don't have to be quite as aggressive as some people do.
Yeah.
We don't have to settle for this is good enough.
I joke that my nestingness is being pregnant, wants to move, wants to prepare another bedroom for a baby. So I'm having to
Not just set up a pack
that
and
at
play.
bay. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's about it.